You know, Gabrielle, by ignoring Spencer's breakup attempts, you're playing into the whole crazy black woman stereotype. Come on, girl, we barely recovered from Omarosa.
Never mind me. What happened to you?
Oh, honey, I found myself. Okay.
And lost her damn mind in the process. Okay.
Baby, those look like your pajamas.
What?
Mom, that looks like... Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God! Windows are closed!
Oh, hell no, I'm out.
What? Malcolm! Malcolm!
You've been keeping an ovulation schedule on me?
Mm-hmm.
That's slow.
Not for the baby maker.
Excuse me, I was wondering if y'all can help me out. It looks like I got myself kind of pregnant. You can't expect your kids to continue to be the Neanderthal that you are. Me like me, no like father. I mean, it happened a little bit with my ex-husband because we met on Match.com, and this is way before people were meeting on sites, so a lot of people didn't understand why I was.
Wait, you was on Match?
I was.
I would not have believed. I'm like, what is this catfish?
Right.
Swipe left. It's fake.
That blows my mind.
Well, here's the thing. I was on there without a picture. So I wrote this really funny, insightful, deep profile, and most people dismissed it because there was no picture.
First off, it has to be a picture.
That is scammy.
There was no picture. But so what I would do, because I knew that it wasn't gonna garner a lot of interest, is I would reach out to people and I would say something clever or whatever, and I would say, read my profile. If you like my profile, I will send you a picture. And then people would be like, what's behind door number 3? You know what I mean? But I knew that I didn't want to invite disingenuous people by putting my picture up.
What if the actress who made you laugh on Smart Guy in Half has been living a life so controversial that it sparked debates across every platform? And the decision she made nearly 5 years ago?
So going back to the season of refinement, I have been on an abstinence journey for going into 5 years now.
It's completely transformed everything. Her dating life, her career, even her bank account. But here's what'll really shock you. The raw truth about why she walked away from physical intimacy and the stunning revelation about what happened the last time she had sex.
But at the end of it, I was like, oh, but this feels really awful. Yeah. Because at the end of the day, there's no commitment here.
Trust me, you need to hear this. Born February 7th, 1972, in Brooklyn, New York, Essence Atkins didn't just stumble into stardom. She booked The Cosby Show on her very first audition. At 14, no agent, no connections.
Yeah, I called the number. I told them I didn't have an agent. Wasn't in the union, nothing. And they said, okay, well, just come in.
Just a shy, bullied kid who saw a notice on her high school bulletin board and thought, I want to be on that show. The #1 show in America. 30 million viewers weekly. First audition ever. Booked.
One time, seeing a notice on the bulletin board in high school and deciding, I'm going to audition for that, and then booking it. You know what I mean? And that was the #1 show in America, was The Cosby Show at the time.
But here's the twist nobody talks about. Essence almost never became an actress at all. She was a classically trained dancer at Alvin Ailey, studying on scholarship at Carnegie Hall. The girl could dance, sing, and had discipline that would later become her superpower. Fast forward through nearly 4 decades, and Essence has appeared in over 50 projects. Smart Guy, Half and Half, Are We There Yet? A Haunted House, Marlon, and now Papa's House on CBS with Damon Wayans and Damon Wayans Jr. You can literally watch her on TV every single day somewhere in the world. But let's talk about what everyone's really curious about, her relationship with the Wayans family, specifically Marlon.
He was like, you and me, we're going to do a TV show together. He goes, and you're going to play my wife. And I go, I would love that. That would be great. And then cut to 4 years later.
Yeah.
Wow. I'm not his wife. I'm his ex-wife on Marlon.
People constantly ask if they dated. The answer? Never. Not once. Despite working together since 1995, despite the chemistry, despite doing 5 projects together over 29 years, nothing romantic ever happened. And Essence is grateful for that. Why? Because had she slept with Marlon, she would have forfeited every blessing that followed. She wouldn't have gotten the call from Marlon the TV show 3 weeks after filing for divorce. She wouldn't be doing Papa's House now. Marlon wouldn't have been in Damon's ears saying, you need to hire Essence. That advocacy would have been compromised. The longevity of their professional relationship would have been jeopardized guys for what? A few fun nights?
And I know that Marlon is an amazing, amazing person, but he is not my partner. And I'm so grateful that I had that discernment and that I had that discipline.
She understood something powerful. Discipline and discernment can make you far more money than physical intimacy ever will. But here's where it gets really interesting. The thing that's made Essence one of the most talked about actresses in recent years. She's been abstinent for nearly 5 years.
Going back to the season of refinement, like I have been on an abstinence journey for going into 5 years now.
When Essence became a Christian in her early 20s, she tried to negotiate with God. Listen, Lord, I love you, I'll follow you, but this area over here, I'm keeping this. I'm running this part. She wasn't a virgin. She'd been married to Jaime Mendez from 2009 to 2016. She had a son, Varro, born December 25th, 2011. In her mind, there was no reason to abstain. She told God, I'm just going to live in your grace on this one. And he was patient, so patient. He let her suffer the consequences while gently revealing what she was actually doing to herself.
I'm so grateful for God's patience.
Yes, he's a
because
gentleman.
he was so patient with me in allowing me to suffer the consequences
Yes,
of that mentality.
of your choices.
The last time she had sex? She describes it as devastating, not because of the experience itself, but because of what it revealed. On paper, the person was everything: attractive, successful, accomplished, bragging rights all around. But afterward, she felt empty, broken, because this person hadn't promised her anything, hadn't committed to cover her, pray with her, be there in sickness and health, for richer or poorer. She'd given herself to someone who never declared she was theirs.
This person has not chosen to keep me, to cover me, to pray with me, to be there in sickness and in health, for richer, for poorer, for better, for worse. That has not ever come out of their mouth.
And now she was angry at them for not giving her what they never promised in the first place. That realization changed everything. Here's what she's discovered in nearly 5 years of abstinence. She has tremendous clarity. When she meets someone and isn't distracted by physical possibility, she can actually assess them. She can hear what they're saying, and more importantly, what they're not saying.
What I have found is that I have tremendous clarity.
Okay.
So when I meet someone, because I'm not distracted by the possibility,
Right.
I can really kind of assess and listen with much better ears.
Men tell on themselves quickly when sex isn't on the table. Their consistency, or lack thereof, becomes glaringly obvious. Whether their yes means yes reveals itself without hormonal euphoria clouding her judgment. But there's something even more profound happening. Essence describes a sensitivity that's returned to her body, frequencies in a man's voice that excite her now. She doesn't need to be bombarded with stimuli because she's no longer desensitized.
This discipline, that is amazing. Like, I can literally be turned on by someone's voice if I feel safe and if I feel connected. And that's like a level, I really feel like the level that I'm about to have when I am married is going to be way better.
It's like her senses have been fine-tuned. The same way an athlete who stops drinking suddenly tastes food differently. That's what's happening to Essence spiritually, emotionally, and physically. And she's unapologetic about it. So what about her dating life now? When guys in their 30s shoot their shot, leading with, "Do you want more kids?" and she responds, "I can't have more kids, I'm done," they disappear, ghost, because they thought she was their age, not 53. Other men, appropriate aged men, will express interest, suggest they should go out, and when she says sure, crickets, no follow-up, she thinks that's intimidation or game-playing narcissism. Either way, she's unbothered.
Be like, "Hey, how are you?" And I'm like, "I'm good, how are you?" "We should go out sometime." And I'll go, "Sure." And then there's no follow-up. And that, I think, I think is about being intimidated.
Yes.
Because she keeps strong boundaries. She's not building bears at Build-A-Bear Workshop. She's already fixed teeth, credit, and wardrobes for men. She's done. Her next partner needs to show up complete, happy with his own life, and fit enough to keep up with her. She runs an 8-minute, 49-second mile and does push-ups daily. Does she have fears? Absolutely. She's approaching 53. Will she find her person? But then she surrenders.
There's a surrender that I have where I'm like, if God is withholding it for me, there's a reason. And there's something that's gonna get blessed bigger than me.
Now let's talk about what happened during the pandemic, because this is where Essence's story gets absolutely wild. When the world shut down, God gave Essence a directive: empty your guest house.
All of this stuff, because LA at that point was
it was
still
shut down.
fully shut down.
Yeah, it was fully shut down.
So I was just panicked, and I heard the Holy Spirit clear as day say, "Empty your guest house."
She just finished decorating it. It was cute. It was for guests. But the Holy Spirit was clear. So she called her son's best friend's mom and said, what if we started a school? Within 3 weeks, Essence had 9 students from her son's now defunct Christian school learning in her guest house. They hired the unemployed teacher, split her salary equally among families, and created the Risen Village, spelled R-I-S-O-N, for the son who rose. But here's the part that'll give you chills. A week before Essence got the directive, her pastor called and said, I was thinking about your guest house. Can I come spend time with God there? Essence said sure. Her pastor spent 8 hours in that guest house praying, blessing the space, calling down heaven. A week before Essence even knew it would become a school. God always goes before us. Always. The sound of those kids in her backyard, the purpose of serving those families. It saved Essence during the pandemic. It kept her from isolation, from despair, from the catastrophe unfolding around her.
I guess my point is that how I survived the pandemic is obedience, getting in the word, and submitting. And the thing is that I ended up being blessed.
This is who Essence Atkins is, a woman who hears God's voice and obeys, even when it doesn't make sense. Let's address her marriage and what really went wrong. Essence keeps it classy but honest. They both loved each other, but they weren't rooted deeply enough in God. They didn't have the skill set, tools, or awareness of what the other person needed.
Love was there, but we didn't have the skill set or the tools or even the awareness of what the other person really needed, and it failed because of that.
Marriage requires partnership with God, period. Without that foundation, even love isn't enough. But here's what's wild. Essence didn't initially think she wanted to get married again after the divorce. She was hesitant to even articulate it because she believes in the power of words. We're speaking spirits, and our words have creative power. Then the pandemic hit, and the isolation made her realize she actually wants to be married again.
I wouldn't say, oh yeah, I'm gonna get married again. And after things happened with the pandemic, it made me realize, oh, I actually want to be married again. I want to be in a committed relationship.
She wants partnership. Someone to pray over her, to strategize with her, to walk through life beside her. Not a situationship, an actual covenant marriage where 2 people submit to God and serve each other sacrificially. Because she understands what most people miss. Marriage isn't about what you get, it's about service. It's about giving to each other in ways that allow you both to grow beyond your individual limitations.
Because to me, like, real partnership, real marriage is not about what am I getting out of this.
It's about service.
It's about service.
Yes.
It's about how you give to each other and how it augments you.
And she'll wait as long as it takes for that man, the one who's called to love her, who recognizes her value beyond her resume or body.
To be chosen for my soul and my spirit, and to be chosen by a man who can see my value outside of my nakedness, that is what God designed us for.
When that man shows up, she'll be able to look him in the eyes and say, I waited for you. I was intentional. I wanted to give you all the potency I have within me, not just physically, but spiritually, emotionally, purposefully. Here's what makes Essence different from 99% of Hollywood. She's not just about abstinence. She's about holistic wellness, mental, physical, spiritual, emotional. She plays tennis. She takes solo vacations. She's been an HIV/AIDS ambassador for years. She's in multiple Bible studies. She journals. She prays. Sisterhood has saved Essence through the hardest seasons of her life. Women like Gabrielle Union. Essence was in Gabrielle's first wedding as a bridesmaid, then officiated her wedding to Dwayne Wade. That's decades of real friendship.
Through the difficult times of my life has saved me. You know, my friendships have saved me, and I'm so grateful that we have become and we have been a safe space for each other.
And here's one of the most powerful testimonies of Essence's faith. A man came to install a new front door at her house recently. When he finished, they chatted briefly about God. He said, I'm a believer. I'm a Christian. Essence said, me too. He paused and said, you know, I knew that. She asked how. He said, the fragrance in your house. When I walked in, I could smell it. It's like the aroma is godly in your house.
And I said something too about God, and he said, well, I'm a believer. I'm a Christian. And I said, I am too. And he said, you know, I knew that. And I said, how did you know that? He goes, the fragrance in your house.
Essence almost cried because that's biblical. We're supposed to be the aroma of Christ, and this stranger smelled it in her home. That's not about decor or candles. That's about the presence of God saturating a space because the person living there is saturated in Him. At nearly 53 years old, Essence looks like she's in her 30s. No filler, no Botox, just the fountain of peace.
Yeah, and you have to actively participate. And that means that you can't just, what you intake needs to be peaceful and what you put out needs to be peaceful. Girl.
people ask her secret. She laughs and says organic blueberries and the fountain of peace. But really, it's about what you intake and what you put out. If your soul is fed peaceful things and you're distributing peace to others, it shows up on your face, your body, your energy. So what's next for Essence Atkins? Papa's House is currently airing on CBS, showcasing her range alongside Damon Wayans. The show, executive produced by Viola Davis and Larry Wilmore, reunites her with her smart guy brother Taj Mowry. Beyond that, Essence continues to be selective about projects. She's not chasing roles. She's not desperate. She's waiting for assignments that align with her values and her season. She's also becoming more vocal about her faith journey. Podcasts, interviews, speaking engagement. She's realizing her testimony has power. Her transparency about abstinence, singleness, and trusting God is helping others feel less alone.
I still talk about those things is to help someone else get free from where they are right now. Because where they are is where I used to be, and I'm free from there. So it's important that's why testimonies are so important.
People inbox her constantly, saying thank you, saying they needed to hear her story, saying they thought they were crazy for wanting to wait. Essence's message? You're not crazy. You're sober-minded. You're operating in wisdom. You're valuing yourself enough to wait for what God has promised, instead of settling for what's easily accessible. And that might make you an outlier. It might make you lonely, but it'll also make you whole. As for her net worth, estimates place Essence around $5 million, though she doesn't focus on the numbers. Her wealth isn't just monetary. It's relational, spiritual, purposeful. She's rich in the ways that actually matter. So here's what we know for sure about Essence Atkins. She's not your typical Hollywood actress. She's not chasing clout or manufacturing drama. She's walking a narrow path that requires daily discipline and a trust in God that most people never develop. She's teaching her son what integrity looks like. She's modeling for women what it looks like to value yourself beyond your body. She's showing the world that you can be successful, beautiful, joyful, and single, and that none of those things contradict each other. She's proving that Hollywood longevity isn't about who you sleep with. It's about kindness, preparation, consistency, and a reputation that makes people want to write you a check because they know you'll deliver peace of mind every single time. And perhaps most importantly, she's demonstrating that waiting isn't weakness. It's warfare. It's strategy. It's the ultimate act of self-love and God trust. Because when her person shows up, and she believes he will, he won't be getting someone who's been passed around or emotionally exhausted. He'll be getting a woman who waited, who prayed, who prepared herself, who's ready to love him with the depth she's been reserving just for him. That man is going to be so blessed he won't know what to do with himself. And the rest of us will be watching and remembering the day Essence Atkins taught us that the wait is worth it, that obedience brings blessing, that discipline creates freedom, that the narrow path is hard, lonely, and countercultural, but it's also where the real miracles happen.